Boom, bang, boom. Well, thank you very much for letting me know about that. Okay, well, I'm gonna start this first session for me of QuaranTUNE's this summer. You need to mute your mics as you come on. We can get a chance to talk later on. Um, so I was sitting on the front porch of our little house. We were living, my wife and I, at the old quartermaster's harbor of the house of the Coast Guard, which was right down on one of our little port quays. And we used to sit out there and we could watch the boats come in and out. We used to be like Olympic. We would hold up signs. That was a 10, that was a 6. That landing was a 3, that kind of thing. It amused us. I don't think it amused the sailors coming in. But this lady walks up and she's a friend of mine. She's a sailmaker. And she said, I got this great new tune. She had a guitar there and she started playing it. And I liked it just immensely immediately. And so I had her teach it to me and learned it. And then I taught it to Al Dache. He's back here visiting. He and Neil Hellman are here visiting us today. So I taught it to Al, and Al always loved to tweak things. He said that the train song, it should have some train feeling to it. And so we actually significantly changed the song from the way we heard it. And we played it for, oh no, 2, 3, 4 years. And then we got into a situation where we were touring up and down the West Coast, and we were crossing with Norman Blake at different points. We had him over at our house down in Santa Cruz. And at one point, we had a gig together at a place called McCabe's in Los Angeles. And we're in the back in the green room, and they said, Norman, Albert and I have been playing this song for 3, 4 years, and we don't know actually who wrote it. Remember, this is long before the internet. There's no mudcap things to look up or stuff like that. Somebody knew it and they told you about it, or you just didn't know something at all, or you made it up. So we played it for him, and Norman got this really funny look on his face. And I know I've got one lady in here that is actually born and raised in Rising Fawn, Georgia, where he lives. So I can't imitate that soft Southern sweet drawl he had, but it was something like, I wrote that song. And so that night he played it in concert and we played it in concert. So almost two completely different versions. So the nice thing is we put that on our next album and so on. And it's become, and the reason I brought this song to this festival and actually wrote to Norman, because you have to get special permission in a festival like this to be able to teach something that is written by somebody else. And Norman wrote back, yeah, use my song any way you want. So here it is, using the song for the first time any way we want, which is how to teach you to play Slow Train to Georgia. So the tune, I'm going to teach the tune just straightforward without all the Robert Force embellishments. Just so that you can get the feeling for what the bones of the tune are. And it became like an anthem for Albert and I. In fact, I would have to say that next to Wellen, and perhaps the song Sing Sailor, Slow Train to Georgia is the most often requested tune that people both want to hear and that they want to learn. And that's why I put that in our class notes. This is a tune that players will want to learn. And different places, he says he takes down his old guitar and plays it every day, and we just changed that to dulcimer. And so in that sense, it became a real dulcimer anthem. Getting older every day, just a fair weather bomb. I'm looking for that sunshine, and I take down that dulcimer and I play, and I just ease my blues away. So here we go. So we're going to start, and we're tuned in a DAD, but we're going to be playing in a G form. So the G form, the way that I play a G form is I bar the 3, and that gives me the opportunity to play G's here or play G's here. And so you'll notice that throughout the song, what I'm doing is I'll be changing the the bass tone by simply inverting the chord. That's one chord of G. That's another chord of G. So I'll be inverting these things, and then you'll notice that throughout the song, and I can't help do this, and I suggest you learn how to not help but do it as well. And that is, if I'm holding a chord down, something like that, that middle finger isn't doing anything, so I'll be adding a backbeat to that other string, just so it just isn't just it's just a little way of adding something to it. So here we go. We're going to take it piece by piece. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? Is the light on the instrument good enough? I'm leaving myself at full screen so I can watch what it is I'm actually showing you. We got dum dum da 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 dum dum bum 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 bum. Okay, so that's a simple D to G. So here we go. G G G G D D G. One more time. We got G G G G D D G. And then we go up to the C, and I never like to just jump to a chord without walking up to it. Ba ba bum ba, ba ba bum ba. Our next one is a C, and you can just jump from D G D D D G, you know. But I like it as long as I'm going there anyway, and my fingers are headed in that direction. Just come up that way. We got G G G D D D D G. C, 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 G, C, C, D, back to D, C, C, D. Okay, we're going to do that part because the next part is not tricky, but it is different. So we'll go. We're going G, 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 D, D, G. C, 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 G, D. Hear that? C, G, D. One more time. G, 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 D, G, C. Walk down. C, G, D. C, G, D. C, G, D. Now here's the fun part. It goes G, G modal. Now I call this G modal. The reason I call it G modal is there's no other fifth or third in there. There's only the 1, the 5, and the 1 in terms of the form chord. When you add this G, you get more of a G. But when you do this, you get that primal, gutsy modal feeling. So sometimes when I'm playing with guitar players, they say, I don't understand, you're just playing G, So no, to a dulcimer player, the difference between this and this, it's like two different notes. So G, G modal, and G, G modal, and G, G modal, and G, G modal. I'll try to keep this finger out of the way so you don't see it. So G, G modal, and G, so G, G modal, and G, G modal, and G, G modal, and G, G modal, and G, G modal. Okay, that comes back in. So we're going to take that phrase. We got down by the city bridge, the cold gondolas roll, hauling down from Birmingham that dirty house like coal. I could let them move me on through sea, summer, rain, or drought. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Now we got to hop, because just like the circle says, that's another one of those E minor things, but that's an E minor right there. And all I'm doing is lifting up, and I get it. Just like the circle says, circle says, circle says. So I'll take it from that one part all the way through, and I'll slow it down when we get to there. We got G, down by the city bridge, D, gondolas, G, C, hauling down from Birmingham that dirty G, D, and G, G modal, and G, G modal, and C, C, G. Now walk down, because C, E minor, 2 forms. G, D, E minor, 2 forms. E minor, 2 forms. E minor and E modal. Bum, 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 ba-da. One more time slowly then. Bum, 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 ba-da. Bum, 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 ba-da. One last time. Bum, 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 ba-da. We're going to finish it off because Southern after the G serves the D, then the modal South. So I'll take it slowly through the whole thing. Slow is a relatively new concept for me. Down by the city bridge, the coal gondolas roll, hauling down from Birmingham that dirty half-slack coal. I could let them move me on through summer, rain, or drought, but just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. One more time. Down by the city bridge, the coal gondolas roll. See, hauling down from Birmingham that dirty half-slack coal. I could let them move me on through summer, rain, or drought, but just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. Now those are all downbeats, just like the circle says, and that's where we start to bring in the train, the chip, chip, chip. You know, we're throughout the song. I'm going to show you how we're going to introduce the train here with 2 or 3 techniques. You know, so. Let's take this one more time just so we're really clear. I can't call out the quick chord changes, but I'll call out the major chord changes. So the ones that go G D G. I'm not going to be able to do that. Not intelligent.
Robert, I'm sorry, Robert. Could you mute everybody because there's some noises coming from different people?
I don't know how to actually run all this machinery. If you've got something, you should mute yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that people like Mark Wade and Steven Seifert go, oh yeah, I got that, blah, 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 or Amy, wow, blah, blah, blah. You know, guess what? This hair didn't come out of a bottle, and I existed pre-computers. And even though I became a technologist and a computer expert for
Robert,
local university, it's all eclipsed me.
Robert,
Yes.
Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
LNP and Gail and Piper need to mute themselves. They're all in.
Thank you. Thanks for listening and letting us know.
And they keep popping in, so we can't see you.
Okay.
So all they have to do is go to the participants, click on it, and then mute themselves. Where the microphone is or underneath, they have to mute themselves.
Okay, you got that, you 3 folks? We'll give it a second here to. They're operating remotely. Okay, how about everybody say something? And if I can't hear you, you're good.
Hello.
Oh, there's one. One more time, say hello. Yay, all right, we're good. So, back to this. Now you notice I'm not a thumb player, never have been a thumb player, and that's not exactly true. I'm a major thumb player, but I use this thumb to post. So like a classical guitar player, I'm posting so that I've got a strong pivot place where my hand is working. So I'm not just kind of up in the air over the top. So I use my thumb a lot, but it's for posting to give myself positioning on the instrument. As a note player, no, I don't do that. And I have to say, frankly, I am graced with extremely large hands, so long stretches are not hard for me, and I know they are for some folks. And so I've got nothing against using the thumb. Just want to go on record saying I just don't. I never had. And I guess for the most part, while I was learning the instrument, the only other instruments around me were guitars, mandolins, and banjo, and they were all people who gripped their instrument, and I couldn't grip underneath, although people like Butch Ross or Rick Scott do. So I just gripped from over the top. So in a sense, it's piano technique for the left hand, and a guitar technique for the right. So here we go. Start with that G. We got G modal, G, 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 D, D, G. Comes the C, 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 G, D, G, G modal, and G, G modal, and C, C, G, G, D, E minor, and G, C, G, G, D. It's so funny, all these E sound alike. I hope you're getting it. One more time. We got G modal, D, G, C, G, D, G, and modal, G, and modal, and C, and G. Now we walk it down. G, D, E minor, and G, D, G. One more time, really slowly. We got G modal, G modal, G modal, D, D, G modal, C. Here comes the C. C's up here. We got the C, walk down to the D. Then we got the G modal and the G, G modal, and the C, C, G. Walk it down. G, D, E minor, and G, D, G. Try to play a little bit slower. G, 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 D, D, G, C, 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 G, D, G, G modal, and G, G modal, and C, C, G, G, D, E minor, and G, D, C. One last time. G, 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 D, D, G, C, 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 G, D, G, D modal, and G, G modal, and C, C, G, and G, D, E minor, and G, D, G. Okay, so that's, the basically the chorus and the verse all kind of run the same. So I want to show you a variation of that I use, that as you go through it, this is a bit trebly, and when I envision a train, it's a low, more a visceral, more of a mechanical, guttural song. So essentially, all we're going to do is reverse the root. So instead of C being here, now C is here. Instead of D being here, D is now here. So I know we put level 3 on this, so I'm pretty sure that you're capable of just simply making that switch. So in other words, consider the bass string as your lead tone instead of the treble string. So it's going to go like this. Down by the city bridge, the coal gondolas. Oh, that's more beautiful than the coal gondolas. The coal gondolas roll, hauling down from Birmingham that dirty house like coal. I could let them move me on through summer, rain or drought, but just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. And I have to admit, when I get to that walk down part, I usually switch back to the other side. I guess it's easier on the other side. But okay, so I think we've got that part going. All right, so you'll see that the verses and the choruses essentially, let's take the chorus now. That's the verse. All verses are exactly the same. That's the wonderful thing about Norman's tunes. They're sweet, they're straightforward. The woman I was talking to on email last night said that she loved the fact that he named so many of his tunes after the places that were near him. She listed a whole raft of places that were just, he lives in Rising Fawn and next door is Tabletop or something like that. The next tune's called Tabletop. Not my tune, his tune, but he wrote them. So here we go. We got Because Hard Luck. Now here we get the syncopation. Because if you don't throw that in, you haven't grabbed the heartstring. It's because, I'll sing the first verse and show you why it goes to that. Down by the city bridge, the cold gondolas roll, hauling down Birmingham, got dirty, half slack coal. Well, I could let them move me on through summer in a drought, but just like circuses, Southern serves the South. Because hard luck and trouble, Lord, you know I've had me some. Basically, it follows the same. There's no bridge. There's no leads there. You know, guitar players love it. You can just, the rhythm guitar player gets it and just pops right along. When I'm playing with other people, it gives me a chance to play leads because it's a simple leads in G. So when you're teaching somebody and you get them to hold the chords down, then you get to mess around in that modal G, just playing around. So this is the bare bones of the song. You've got the chords and you got them written down as reference. And I'm going to read this to you in case you haven't written it down yet. So down by, down is a G, and we're playing it 3-3-3. Coal is our next change, and that's a D, and we're playing it 2-3-4. Roll completes that verse, G, 3-3-3, so it's a G modal again. Hauling is our C, and we're playing that C initially at 3-4-6. Down from Birmingham, that dirty half slack is G, and that's the real G, so the G 3-3-5. Coal is the D, that's a 2-3-4. Then next line, I could let them move me on through summer, that's your C again. Rain or drought, that's a G, and this time we're playing it the 5-3-3 because we're leading it. Remember that 3-3-3 is a bottom pinning, so we don't want to use it up. Because or cause, just like, that's a D, 2-3-4. The circle says, now there's your two E minors. Circle is 1-1-3. Says is 1-1-1. Circle, circle. Even though, like I said, a guitar player go, wait a minute, just played E twice, E minor. So circle says is 1-1-3 on circle, 1-1-1 on says. Then southern is another G at 5-3-3. That's our fancy G. D again, 2-3-4. And the south is our close, and that close, of course, is that strong. Just drop that thing down there. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about technique. So, two techniques is that first of all, in order to establish the trained song sound, I use a pickup. And I don't mean a pickup like the one I'm plugged into here, but a pickup note. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. It's the same thing I use for Latin music because it get you started on a different foot. Okay? Da-da-dum, da-da. Da-da-dum, da-da. Let's try that. Da-da-dum, da-da. We're sliding the whole thing. We're hitting it. Da-da-da-dum, da-da. Da-da-dum, da-da. Now just really close between, I'm actually hammering on. So hammer, slide, and you get sound. It's basically just two notes. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum, da-da. Da-da-dum, da-da. Da-da-dum, da-da. Da-da-dum. I'll slow it down. Da-da-dum, da-da. What a train that's going this slow. Ain't going nowhere, so get up. To pick it up, just pick it up, just pick it up, just by, so you see how it fits in there? Down by, down by, down by the city bridge, the coal gondolas roll. Falling down from Birmingham, that dirty half-slack coal. I'm going to stop it here just for a second, because what has always intrigued me about folk music, the folk music process, and certainly is that it's the description in the vernacular that fits both the time and the circumstances. And so I looked it up because I said, yeah, it's written on mudcat and things like that as half slake. Well, slake is a form of coal, but it's more of a coal that's already been burned. So what is slack? And slack is basically coal dust. So you sort of have to, so not only do you get the vernacular of the time, but looking into the minds of people, yeah, dirty half slack coal. What makes it dirty? Well, it's half coal dust. So it's actually physically dirty, you know, and it's that kind of that slight edge of, I want to say resignation, not necessarily desperation, but resignation. Yeah, it's that dirty half slack coal. You know, you could use it and it's cheaper and you can burn it, but oh my gosh, it's just it's dirty, and you get little tiny small pieces instead of great big pieces. And in other words, it's a poor person's product. And so if it's coming down from Georgia and it's bringing that dirty half slack coal, it's being, you know, re-exported to people who, it's not going to the big city with the fancy burners and braziers that can be, you know, burning one chunk or two chunks of coal. So that dirty half slack coal. So oh, and the another one is like, it took me a while to figure it out because I learned this by the folk process. Long leaf Georgia pine, not broadleaf, long leaf Georgia pine. And so there's different, so I had to look it up. It's like, yes, the Georgia pine is called long leaf, and even though it's a needle, it's a leaf. So the long leaf Georgia pine. So once again, learning the etymology of how this song comes to be. Okay, and I love the image, and maybe this is not something that will survive except through a folk song, just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. Those big old things painted on the side, Southern serves the South. You know, it's just we're preserving history, and thanking Norman Blake for his ability to capture this for us. So you got this. Get that train going. Da-da-doom, ba-da, ba-da-doom, ba-da, ba-da-doom, ba-da, ba-da-doom, ba-da. Now I'm going to show you a Robert Forrest patented trick. I use the fleshy part beneath my thumb to mute the strings. And when I mute the strings, when I'm coming down onto the string, it's not down and then push, it's one motion. So as I go across, I'm brushing that string, and you get this dampening sound, or what I call the chuffing sound. And that chuffing sound allows you to add a backbeat. Get that train sound in there. Here comes the train sound. Chuff. Let's try the chuff. Chuff. It's kind of hard to see, but here it goes. I'll get in here. Let me get. Okay, so you want that full muted sound. You don't want this. You want, it's not this, it's, sounds like this when you put it together. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Can't you just see the train? Can't you hear the train? It's like a, you know, I had a paper route where I grew up, and a train went right through the middle of my paper route, so I could get from one end of my paper route to the other by hopping on that train and just having it take me 2 or 3 blocks, because it was going dead slow through the middle of that little town. Not recommended, folks. Don't let your grandkids do it. I'd be horrified if my grandkids did it. Oh, anyway, so that chuffing sound is so important. So I'm going to play the whole song through with that chuffing sound. Try to get that. See. I got to remember not to watch me, because I'm got about a half a second delay there. I need to know that I'm in the frame, but I like, oh, don't. It's like watching some other musician tap their foot, and they're always tapping their foot, not on the beat, maybe when their foot's up, when the beat's, never do that. Okay, so one more train trick, and then we're going to run this song through. I'm going to check my time, make sure we're all doing good here. Oh, yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, good. So, I was fascinated, like a visceral memory. So, like I say, building sound cues into any song. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes it jumps out at you, sometimes whatever. But it evokes and invokes visceral memory. So that C chord, particularly, not this C chord. That's our beautiful, bringing it all home kind of. But this one, if you flat pick your way through it. Now, what's a flat pick? Flat pick is when you're going through the strings. There's my strings here, and I'm going through the strings, and I'm only picking one string instead of strumming it through. And so in this thing, what I do for a flat picking is I use a sequence that I basically copied. I didn't know I copied it, but somebody said, you're just doing the banjo roll. And the banjo roll is just a pattern. And that same thing, I'll call this the dulcimer roll. I'm picking the one string, or the treble string, away from me. One string away, the third string toward you. One string away, the second string toward you. So it's 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Last session I did practically an entire session on techniques, and this was one of them that I wanted people to know, because not only is it super great in terms of this song, because it defines a moment. It defines, as I talked about, a visceral moment. It is, you listen, you tell me what you think it is. So I go, we're taking that slow train. So remember, you're sitting in the car, or you're either on the train or you're off the train, but as you're going through this one intersection, and you see all the cars lined up on both sides, it sounds like this. See those flashing lights? T T T T T T T T. So that there it is. So and it's like most tricks, you want to use it once, you want to just touch the possible and not kick it to the curb by using it over and over again. Most musical devices are like that. So just take that C and 1 away, 3 towards you, 1 away, 2 towards you, 1 away, 3 towards you, 1 away, 2 towards you. And I know it's not something you're going to master unless you've already done it, but I want you to know it's there, because it doesn't sound right just going. It has to be, because that was the moment. So many times, like I say, a train went through my town, And if you were in the car and those barricades came down and the flashing lights came on, that was the sound it made. You know, so they say art imitates life. Okay, so in this case, in my world, it certainly did. All right, so we've got the chuffing sound. See how I opened it up there? I just can't hold that whole thing. Leading into the hard luck. Okay, I'll play it slowly, and I'll play it all the way through, so you get a feeling for the simplicity of the song. This guy, he's down there, and he'd like to get out of where he is and ride that train down to the sea and sit in the sunshine. Like many of us, he just considered himself just a fair weather bum. I'll go to where the weather is fair. Everybody together. So I know you can hear me, and so I'll try to keep it slow so we can move through the song together. I'm gonna stop myself, you notice? It's way better than just. Once again, if you got an extra, nothing to do with that finger, just drop it on a little bit, and it'll change how the lilt of the tune goes. So here we go. We're puffing up steam. Down by the city bridge, cold gondolas roll. Falling down from Birmingham, got dirty, house like coal. Well, I could let them move me on through summer rain or drought. But just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. 'Cause hard luck, yes, and trouble, Lord, you know I've had me some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here, it's just about time. Take that slow train to Georgia. Diesel worries mine, that slow train goes like this. Well, 40 miles an hour, Lord, she's rolling down the line. She rails and red light trails through the long deep Georgia pine. Anywhere that sunshine falls, that's where I wanna be. That sunshine southern special, roll me to the sea. 'Cause hard luck, yes, the trouble, Lord, you know I've had some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here, it's just about time. Take that slow train to Georgia. These are worried miles, take that slow train. I do wish I was living somewhere down by those tracks. Come on, gal, mom and pa, you know I won't look back. And I'll take down this old Dulcimer and I'll play it every day. And if that slow train to Georgia ease my blues away. 'Cause yes, hard luck and trouble, Lord, know I had me some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bomb. Let me tell all you good people here now, it's just about time. Take that slow train to Georgia. And these are worried mine. I said, take that slow train to Georgia. And these are worried mine. And you'll notice sometimes I just let the chord ring because I'm on mom and pa, you know I won't look back. You know, it's like it's important to let a song breathe, and this one in particular because come on, gal, mom and pa. So, come on, gal, mom and pa, you know we won't look back. Okay, a word about the lyrics. It behooves me to talk about the Lord. Sometimes I stick Lord in different places. You know, it's part of for a place. Oh, and Lord, I thought this, and Lord, I thought that. Yeah, what my son, who studied rhetoric, calls a placeholder in language. It means more than that, but nonetheless. So these lyrics are pretty much how I sing the song, and sometimes I might be going like 40 miles an hour, Lord, she's rolling down the line. I begin 40 miles an hour, she's rolling down the line. No, so if I'm punctuating it, and it's how I feel it, how it comes, like hard luck and trouble, Lord. Now that one needs to be there because it is an appeal because hard luck and trouble, Lord, you know I've had me some. Okay, and then so anyway, so just be advised that the way you pace the song leaves multiple possibilities to phrase it in a way that both fits you and hopefully communicates to your audience, but I guess most importantly fits you. That it is a visceral interpretation of a sweet song that uses three basic chords and a little bit of a turnaround on that E minor, and simply tells a story. You know, and I get, you know, true enough, the older I get, I do feel like a fair weather bum. You know, I have to admit it, I went to visit my granddaughter in New Zealand, and I thought, well, I'll go in December because and that'll be June there, and it's gonna be then I'll stay 2 months, and their June was like what we have up here sometimes in the Northwest, what we call January. Like I showed up with all these tropical clothes, and it's gonna be really nice, and it was 53 degrees. It's like, wait a minute. So this fair weather bum, yeah, take me to the seashore and crank up the temperature to at least 70 degrees, and I'll be a happier person. All right, so I'm going to play it one more time through, all the way through. I'll try to keep it slower, and then we'll open it up for any questions, suggestions, or anything else I can help with. I'm going to review. That vamp is a hammering on and striking. You don't really need to hit it. It's what I call the volleyball analogy. You hit it once, it goes around and around and around. You don't have to hit it again until it gets down low. And then the catch up. So there we go. We're going to bring the train around a little bit before we take it for a ride. Again. Here we go. I'm going to interrupt myself because back here, it's brilliant. It's got that up here, more mellow. So you'll find sometimes, actually all the time, I'm just unconscious of doing it, I'm always moving back and forth between this tone and that tone. because certain things I want it to like be like a phase, to phase in and out. Da da ding ka-chink, da da ding ka-chink. So listen for that. Watch it. You can't see my hand. I'm doing this, and you say, "What's going on?" No matter how much we do this, it's really hard to show people the intricacies of this. So you just have to watch yourself do it and listen. So there we go. The slow train goes like this. Here we go. Down by the city bridge, cold gondolas roll, falling down from Birmingham, got dirty house like coal. Like to let them move me on. Summer rain and drought, but just like the circle says, Southern serves the South. Because hard luck and trouble don't let you know I had me some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here that it's just about time. Take that slow train to Georgia. These are worried mine, that slow train goes. Well, 40 miles an hour, Lord, she's rolling down the line. Greasy rails and red light trails through the long beach Georgia pine. And anywhere that sunshine falls, that's where I wanna be. Where that sunshine, southern special, roll me to the sea. 'Cause hard luck, yes, and trouble, Lord, you know, had me some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here that it's just about time to take a slow train to Georgia. These are worried minds, let's listen for that bell. I do wish I was living somewhere down by those tracks. Come on, gal, mom and pop, you know I won't look back. And I'll take down the soul Dulcimer and I play it every day. And that slow train to Georgia ease my blues away. 'Cause hard luck and trouble, Lord, you know I've had me some. Getting older every day, I'm another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here that it's just about time. Take that slow train to Georgia. These are worried minds, let's take a lead. Hard luck. 'Cause hard luck is some trouble, Lord, you know I've had me some. Getting older every day, just another fair weather bum. Let me tell all you good people here, it's just about time to take that slow train to Georgia. And these are worried. It's so fun. You can interpret it any way you want. Uh, you'll get better and better as you do it. And as I say, I think one of the cornerstones of you being able to get freer and freer with the song is teach it to a guitar player. They love to hang out on those chords and do all that full symphonic thing, and it gives you a chance to step out with your embellishments and your little nuances like that. That lead that I threw in wasn't much of a lead, but the point being is that it freed me to just do some soloing in that G scale, and basically followed the same pattern, making sure I ended up on a C when I needed that seventh tone turnaround, things like that. Okay, C, do I have anything else to tell you about this tune? No. It's fun. Teach it to people. Play it. You'll get better and better at it. And those train techniques, I'll show you that one thing. It shows up that what I'm doing. It shows up that dulcimer roll, the roll, that 1 3 1 2 1 3 1 2. I've done whole classes on just that because it shows up in so many places where you've got a chord and you want to change the chord just to open it up. Like, listen to this. Strum and the flat pick. See, the point being is that just taking some time to master that little flat pick and roll gives you a chance to open up chords. I used to call it arpeggiating, and I'm not sure that's an actual word or if I can use it in that way. We know what an arpeggio is when you play the individual notes of a chord. So yes, in a sense, we are doing that to it. Arpeggiating. Okay, that's what I have for you today. I'm hoping that this was well, it can't be a kickoff for you. To me, it's a kickoff. It was 9 o'clock in the morning when we started talking about this. For you guys have already had lunch. So some of you anyway, I don't know, unless you're in Europe or in New Zealand. So is there anything I can add, illuminate, clarify? Oh, you do get to say, Norman said, and I have that letter around here. It says, use my stuff any way you want. So I'm passing that along to you. Now, maybe you won't be able to teach it in an online festival without getting express permission from him, but you do have permission through me to have learned the song and to have passed it along. Here's a historical note. 3 years after Norman and I had that encounter down in Los Angeles, he actually released an entire album called Slow Train to Georgia, where he remade that song. And if you're wondering who Norman Blake is, you know the movie Brother, Wherefore Art Thou? He's one of the band members. You know, you don't hear it referred to as such in the early Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and so with 2 Grammys, just a flat picker who says, according to his bio, he dropped out of school at 16 because he had to go play the guitar, and off he went, and he made a great influence on American folk music because he was part of that group of people who put together the young 20-year-olds who wanted to play country and bluegrass music, but were sort of not quite welcome yet by the old guard. And with the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, he managed to get all of the, like Ernest Tubbs and Dasher Clemens and people like that playing with him and said, oh, I guess these kids know how to play music after all. So, hey, I know there's kids in you, and you know how to play music after all as well. So, anyway, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much for being here. This is my granddaughter in the background here. Al Dache, and there's where is he? Oh, there's Neil Hellman, 50 years ago. Boy, we were all good looking then, huh?
Thank you, Robert.
You're certainly welcome.
Robert, a couple of questions.
Okay.
One was, is it to or through train? I've seen it both ways. Is there a preference of one or the other?
Say that again one more time, please.
Slow train to Georgia and slow train through Georgia. I've seen it both ways.
Yeah,
Blake's version was
there
through.
it is. There's the folk music process. It could be through Georgia, and I guess to be really squeaky clean and authentic, it probably is through. Because you're going through to the sea. I've just always
Yeah.
called it slow train, and sometimes I remember to say to Georgia, but for some reason I never ever called it through Georgia. It's probably more correct to call it slow train through Georgia, because you're not going to get to the sea. I mean, some things about folk music are so primarily, visceral. I have a quotation for you. One of my mentors, not somebody who I knew, but somebody I read, was a British folk historian by the name of Cecil Sharp. And at one point, this quotation came into my life at such a point that it affected profoundly how it is I looked at music and what I did. And he said this: unless corrupted by an outside influence, the taste of the people is impeccable. So, unless corrupted by an outside influence, the taste of the people is impeccable. And he was talking about how through time, we don't reinvent, we sort of rediscover this fundamentals, the 1-3-5, the 1-5-1, or in the case of Norman's song, just the simple statements. It's dirty half slack call. I'm a fair weather bum. I want to go to the ocean. I'm gonna get on that train through Georgia and get out to the beaches, whatever. So the taste of the impeccable, as we say it, as we feel it, in those visceral moments of being ourselves alone without putting on a show or a dog for anybody else. Those are the moments of which Cecil Sharp was talking about, and those are the moments that early on in my I hate to use the word career, because early on in my life as a musician, and particularly as a folk musician, those words were very important to me, because it empowered me to both see and describe and sing about and recognize the world I was living in. So in that sense, I'm much more of a story singer songwriter. I want a song that tells a story. So I hope I answered your question.
Robert?
It's probably through Georgia and not to Georgia. But when you're up here, hey, getting a train from Seattle to Georgia, a lot of this stuff, it came at times in our lives when you didn't know much, So, and then it gets part of your core being. And
Robert?
Yes.
I can give you a little bit of history about why it would be a coal train to Birmingham. In the area where Norman grew up, there was some coal mining, but they took the coal and turned it into coke. So this area was a big coke producing. We had a lot of coke ovens in this area. And so then that was shipped to Birmingham by train, because Birmingham was a big steel producing area. So Birmingham is about 2 hours southwest of Rising Fawn, which is where Norman grew up. So that may be his reference to Birmingham and coal and through Georgia.
Yeah, it makes sense to me to extrapolate that. I'm sort of a historian academic myself, but the idea is that hauling down from Birmingham that dirty half-slack coal, from what you tell me, means that it wasn't even good enough to be used to be reduced to coke and used in the steel mills. It's just, let's get rid of this stuff.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Because we're getting down from Birmingham, we're getting rid of that dirty half-slack coal. We just want the big chunks of bituminous or whatever, however you say those words. I never said that in my life, but I've read it. Anybody else? Hey, you're stepping out into a great festival. I gotta say hats off to
Robert,
Mark and Steve and Amy and all the people that have put something like this on, because the scope of the details of what it takes to do something like this is truly amazing. They have managed to accomplish it with a fair amount of style and grace, and I'm sure you would all agree.
Robert, can I ask you a question here? David.
Yeah.
Can you let's talk about your book.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How do you get an autographed copy of your book?
You can just write to me and I'll send you one, because I keep a couple dozen copies here just in case somebody wants something like that.
Yeah, because you told me before you published it that we were involved in your book, part of the story.
Well, yeah, certainly the part of the story and the song that I wrote there.
Remember?
You know, and with your grandma and you know,
That was
Abby and Abba. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. You still have that blanket she made for you?
It's still over here somewhere.
That's cool.
This one?
Yeah. She was something.
I hope you're doing well, and I hope the arthritis and the stuff that's been working against her is
We're not doing well. I will send you a private message, okay?
okay. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for indulging our private side chat here. And y'all have a great festival. Mr. Robert Force, you just learned Slow Train to Georgia by Norman Blake, Slow Train through Georgia, or what I just simply call Slow Train. All right. So good luck with it. Have fun with it. And we'll
Thanks, Robert.
Thank
see down
you.
the road. Okay. Bye-bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Sure. Bye-bye now.